my stuff. This is restoration. And this was also get you customers. Just like y'all saw, it was like, okay, Mr. Adams did some time with this. Yeah, but this is just repairing what's worn out and then clean it up and paint it so it look good. So if anybody else looked under my chassis, they would say, did you do this or did you pay somebody? So this is your time. It's like, you're showing off your skills. So it starts with you working on your own vehicle. You never know who's going to see something that like, hey, that's what I want done with my car. We had a female in here. She has a Maxima. I forgot, it was a 07, somewhere in that range. It could be a 10. She worked on her own car. Did the brakes, did some suspension, did a valve cover, put plugs in, and she even wrapped it. She's into wrap, so she wrapped her car. Put in new headlights. The car looked nothing like it did when she first started this program. She got it all done before she graduated. She also has her own detail business, so she don't work for nobody. And she's very successful. Okay? This program will give you a skill that if you work it, it will take care of you and then some. This right here, I enjoy this. I did this on Sundays when I get out of church. And I told my wife, don't bother me, I'm gonna work on my stuff.
I know that's right.
Which I needed this. My ball jumped so bad it was popping. And I knew what was gonna come next if I neglected it.
Yeah, you was about to hydroplane somewhere.
Well, I'm gonna be broke down because it's gonna separate. So you have to pay attention to noise, sound. It does matter. That's a warning if something is going up. My rear main seal is leaking.
That's next.
So, yeah. I probably...
Put a stop leak in there? See if it'll help?
No. It's the original seal. I got 300,000
yeah.
miles. It's time to be replaced.
Same thing for my wife's car. It just reaches 200. You got a little residue.
Yeah. I just did that to my wife's car because her car is a 16.
What she got?
And it's
is that the Rendezvous?
No, that's a Track.
Oh.
Chevy Track or a Buick Inboard.
That's the one with the rims on it, right? That you drove here? That's not your car?
The Rendezvous.
Oh, that's the Rendezvous. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's the Rendezvous. Her car's white, small, economy car.
I got you.
Which has just been one thing after another. All right, so you can easily see the steering and suspension. Right now, this is the steering. So you all should be able to look at a chassis and distinguish what kind of steering system it has. This is your knowledge. It's not just engine. All of this work together as one unit. So we got several systems. As technicians, you need to look under a vehicle and look at the suspension parts, the brake parts, the steering, and see if you see anything wrong, anything leaking, anything out of place or defective, bolts missing. Now I have a new steering rack. I have all of that. That's next on the list, but I'm probably gonna do that next week. So if this class want to handle it, we'll do it as a class project.
Sounds good.
So y'all will actually do a live rack and pinion and see what you need, what tools they help make the job. I'm gonna bring my tools.
That's like a 12
I like to get this in and get this out. And I need to follow up because some of my students have not been thorough with when they kill. I go and they didn't hook up the lug nuts. When I had them put the rack, we did a rack on my axle, the axle on my Rendezvous. And I kept hearing this popping noise, and I had to pull over and found that the axle nut wasn't torqued down. Luckily, I had my impact. I did it on the spot, and I know I was on the way.
That's probably what I have in my truck.
Okay, so I'm definitely have to follow up behind you all after y'all do a major job, so we correct our mistakes. The key in dealing with mistakes is if you can fix it yourself, go ahead and fix it and don't let nobody know. That's between you and Jesus. Okay? If you fix a mistake that get out of hand, then let your supervisor know. And if it's something they can fix right there, they will.
It's better to say something than to cause some
If
type
it's
of issue.
costly, then you still will fix it, but they'll get a higher technician to come in and deal with it, and you will learn from it. Because one thing about mistakes, if you're really paying attention, you only make one.
That's right.
After that, you learn a very important lesson that you would not make that mistake again. Okay? So, suspension, steering, braking system. We got the exhaust system. That's attached to the engine. What is the exhaust for? Emissions? That's not the right answer. What is exhaust for?
It's to convert your air from, convert your
We're talking about the exhaust system, not a particular part. The whole system. What is the whole
It's supposed to help the
for?
system breathe, like to get that bad air out. You know, some kind of conversion process.
Convert air. Okay, you just need to listen.
You asked the question.
I know, but we're talking about exhaust. First of all, the exhaust is after the air and fuel been burned. Okay, this is what you got to keep in mind when you're diagnosing. So you got to focus on anything happen to the exhaust is after the engine produced it. Okay, so this is the exit. This is the system. It's a system because in this system we got converters, we got O2 sensors, we got two. We got bank 1 and bank 2.
It's like the lungs, right?
Basically, yeah. This is the lungs that breathing out. Okay? The engine breathes in from the intake, but it breathes out through the exhaust. And this is kind of like the butt, because if it stopped up, you're gonna run bad. You're gonna be miserable.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to look at this. It's the same kind of way. This is the exit of the vehicle, and it does get stopped up by the cat or by the material in the cat block the passageway. And that will stop the exhaust, and where do you think that pressure is going to go? So it goes right back to the engine. So that now will cause the engine to run bad. When you think you finna accelerate and get on down the highway and it kicking and coughing and it's like, no! I need a laxative. Following the exhaust system, we have a muffler. And even though it looked like it, the pipe does not run straight through. The pipe comes in, air comes in, and it goes back and forth before it goes out the back. It is designed a way to quiet the exhaust and to cool it off. So by the time it comes out the tailpipe, it won't just burn you. And it'll be a lot quieter. The muffler has a hole in it because the exhaust, once it's being cleaned through the catalytic converter and the O2 sensors, it turns to water and nitrogen, that's what we breathe. So, which gives clean emissions. Clean tailpipe emission, because that's what comes out of the tailpipe. There's other emissions like the fuel vapors when you put the fuel in, as well as to help clean up the exhaust when the engine is running. Those are other emission systems. We have more than just one. The exhaust is part of it, but it's not the main part. All of them work together. for one purpose, is that we can still breathe after the vehicle drives down the street. Okay, so as technicians, you have to know all of this, not partial. And you need to really